It has been a long time since we've been back. NASCAR action here in the 2025 season starts at Bowman Gray in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. 42 of Stock Car's best will take on this tiny quarter-mile racetrack and see who can win in NASCAR's return to the Madhouse. And there's a lot of new faces and a lot of new places, but before we get to those changes, let's get to some changes that NASCAR themselves made to enhance the racing, or try to enhance the racing in this 2025 season. While points are still calculated like they have in the previous couple of years, we are reverting back to the full season format. That is right, no playoffs in this season. Straight racing, no points resets, nothing. Race 1 to the final race of the season to try to get a more deserved champion. 1 point for leading a lap. You cannot get 1 point per lap you lead. We'll use last year's champion, Joey Logano, as, well, a point here. Joey Logano leads 5 laps in the race. He will only gain 1 point. He will not gain 5. Speaking of 5 points, 5 points for the driver who leads the most laps in the race, and an additional bonus point for the fastest lap set during the race. Racing back to the line has also been implemented, as well as a halfway bonus points, in which that person who leads them to the halfway will also get 5 bonus points. So, doing the calculations, if your favorite driver has a really dominant day, wins the race and nets themselves 45 points, along with 5 points for leading the most laps, that is 50. 5 points for leading the halfway, that is 55. 56 points total if they led a lap, obviously, for leading the most laps. And if they had the fastest lap, they could be leaving with about 57 points on the day. So, interesting how NASCAR is now rewarding the best overall drivers. No gimmicks. Straight racing. Speaking of straight racing, we're going to go trackside as we get ready to start the practice for Group 1. And you see them there next to the pace car. And here we are getting ready to go for the first practice session here. As the cars come around, green flag is in the air, and immediately Larson is going to jump to the lead, moving his teammate. And Larson is going to be top of the board there. As Suarez is already around, Larson keeps top of the board here. And up to second goes Gibbs, and Gibbs top of the board, fastest in this session. And as Suarez is around, Gibbs stays fast. And Group A has finished with their first allotted session. Group B now going to go out for their first session as Group A came behind the wall, and the teams are going to go to work at making adjustments for the second time that they will go out. And as the cars get ready this time for Group 2 qualifying, Ryan Blaney is the first car for this one, and green flag is in the air. And you see Christopher Bell all over his back bumper as they come by out of turn 4 to complete the first lap, and Busch hard into the wall. I wouldn't be surprised if he broke a toe link there. Christopher Bell, now Hamlin goes second. Both JGR cars looking extremely fast there. And here we go. Blaney looks to not do a final lap. Bell fastest. The final group coming out for the first round of practice. Group B just went behind the wall so teams can make adjustments. Teams have finished making adjustments to the Group A car, and they will be back out shortly. And let's watch as Group C rolls off. And Session 1 gets ready to come to a close with Group C. And they're all going to come out now. Joey Logano is going to lead them. And you see a lot of notable names in this group as they're going to go around the racetrack. And they're going to come green this time by. Joey Logano's going to lead him off a little loose off turn 4 when he goes to gas it up. We're going to have to see if that's a reoccurring problem for the 22 team. As so far, so good once they get going. So far, so clean. This is the cleanest group yet. Tyler Reddick getting ever so closer in Logano's rear view as Logano's going to slide and Reddick's going to take full advantage of that. And we believe this is the closer. This should be the final lap. And yes, it is. Reddick fastest. And as the Group C cars go behind the wall to get adjustments from their teams, Group A is ready to come back out for their second go at practice. And here we go. The last time you're going to see Group A out on the racetrack before qualifying as they revert to the order they were before. William Byron out front, Kyle Larson second, Alex Bowman third, and the field as they were before. Green flag is in the air. William Byron leads down into turn 1. Kyle Larson this time will not go for the pass. I don't know, maybe that car is struggling there as the Toyotas seem to be getting around all of them. As tires were not changed in between sessions, they are still on the old rubber, and it seems to be working out for the Toyotas, not so much the others. As you see the Toyotas, huge gap there they're getting over William Byron there, that 4th place car. And a lot of cars have pulled it off the racetrack. And yeah, Toyota's just the fastest there. As Group A makes final adjustments before qualifying, here comes Group B for their final practice session. And here comes out Group B for the last time before qualifying. Ryan Blaney once again going to lead them to the green. And off turn 4, green flags in the air. Blaney stacked him up there. Cindric now to the inside of Hamlin. Little contact there. And way up the track into the wall. Through the crash goes Hamlin hard into the wall. And Busch, hard contact there as well. I think that car is totaled. Now you see Shane Van Gisbergen getting going. And they're putting that 11 car on the wrecker. Yeah, that car is totaled. And Cindric with a broken toe link. Busch, hard nose contact. Probably broke that nose entirely. And the session is going to be called right there. All the cars will be called to the garage. And the number 11 has been towed back to the convenience of his crew. And we have word now that the 54 team is also going to come over and try to help repair the damage of the 11 car. As Ty Gibbs is already getting ready for qualifying. He needs no more assistance on that race car. So they're coming over to help the 11. The plan right now is to get the backup car prepped. The only issue with the backup car being is Gibbs did not prepare. This is Joe Gibbs. Gibbs did not prepare more FedEx wrapping. The only wrapping they have on hand is from Mavis Discount Tire, which was set to run the championship finale later this season. That would be the only race that Mavis would run with the team. Now they are trying to contact Mavis and ask if they can switch, run the Clash, and FedEx run the championship finale. We will update you as we have more news on the situation. And here we go for the last practice before we jump into qualifying. This practice session, when we had Group C for practice 1, was very clean. Let's see if they're clean once again. And here comes the last group of cars on the racetrack, led by Joey Logano. As they come around, getting ready to take the green flags in the air. Logano will not bottle up this time. As they come by to complete the first lap, a lot of cars chose not to come on the racetrack this time. And a few, like Josh Berry, are going to come off after one lap. Oh, spin Sophia in the back. and more cars exit. 3 remain, and those 3 are not going to finish their lap. And a small update on the backup car for Team 11. They have that car ready to go. And in the nick of time, as the cars have to start lining up for qualifying to set the order for the heat races. And that car is almost ready to go. And based on practice times, we have the 7 slowest cars from Group A lined up here. They will go out first. The next set of cars from Group A will be the 7 fastest. And here we go. There's the first group of Group A coming out to qualify here. We've lined them up slowest to fastest based off practice times. And Tim Brown's going to lead them with a green flag there as they're now underway. So far, very single file and orderly, as no one's trying to make any passes. And they're just completing laps. This is going to set the order, as now we see some passes. This is going to set the order for the heats. And will Santiago make another pass? He will. Suarez gets into the back room with Suarez around by Gregson. And that's going to do it for qualifying. And with those guys out of the way, here come the 7 fastest to take their turn around Bowman Gray for qualifying. And here we go, the second half of Group A coming out. Alex Bowman leading them. Ty Gibbs, the fastest of overall, is last. And let's see, green flag is in the air. And let's see if Gibbs, who's already making moves, can keep fastest overall. As of right now, Larson fastest overall. And Gibbs now, yes, keeps it fastest overall so far. As you see, people already off. Bubba up to second. And Gibbs fast. Now that Group A is finished, Group B is coming out slowest to fastest. Kyle Busch, the guy who didn't set a lap, now slowest here, and he'll be the first one out. And as Group B, Session 1 makes their way around the racetrack to start their qualifying, we have here the cars that have yet to go getting ready. And you see Hamlin there, and that backup car, that car is prepped, and they will be out next. And green flags in the air here, and Kyle Busch already lead them down, and the 55 already to the back. And a little shuffling there off of turn 4, and around goes 3 cars, and they probably will be out of this session already. And the 55 goes around, and a few other cars retire from the session, leaving the 34 to stand all alone, as he is currently the fastest car from his group. And here we go, the top 7 fastest on speed from Group B, getting ready to go out for qualifying. But in just a minute, we're going to show you how the cars stack that have already qualified. And as the cars go around the track, we are here looking at how the cars so far line up. After the first 3 semi-groups have gone out. And there they go, Shane Van Gisbergen leading them down to the line. Immediately, he's going to get freight train there. Now all the way to the back as all the cars set their first laps. And Gisbergen going to go behind the wall there. So far, the Toyota's pretty fast. Blaney behind the wall there. And that's going to do it. Here's the final group that has to go off for qualifying. The first 7 of them, the slowest 7. And as the cars go out on track, this is how everyone currently stacks after the first 2 groups have gone out to qualify. 1 group remains, and we'll see where they slot in just a second. Off of turn 4 to the line. The 66 is going to lead them there as they start their qualifying. And the 38 already around through the grass. Not sure if NASCAR is going to count that lap. And the 38 and 47 are just going at it. I think they've pulled it off the track as we now have 3 cars remaining. Sophia to the lead of that pack. Looks like she's finally got the track down. And there they go. And the last group to get going before we start the heats, going to be led down by Josh Berry in the number 21, and we'll get to them in just a second. Here's how they stack so far. Getting ready to go into the last bit of qualifying, the final 7 cars. Getting ready to go. And Josh Berry's going to lead them down here. The final group of qualifying. Brad Keselowski immediately to the lead. Chastain's going to move him 3 wide of the line. And the Toyota is going to take over immediately. The fastest on the board, Tyler Reddick. More cars go out. Here we go. The final lap for those 3. Here they come. Logano's not going to finish. And now that qualifying is done, the cars have been ordered in their groups, and Heat 1 is going to commence momentarily as the cars get their final checks and preps. Ty Gibbs and Denny Hamlin will lead them to the green flag in Heat 1. And as the Heat 1 cars are on the track, here's the Heat 2 cars, and the other cars getting prepped to go out right after Heat 1. And green flags in the air for heat number 1. Ty Gibbs, and immediately jumping to the lead there, side by side with Logano, as he's now going to clear for second. And here comes Logano, hard charger. He's not done yet. He wants the lead from Gibbs as they're all getting single file in the back. He takes it, and Gibbs with a crossover immediately. Look at these two. Hamlin now up to second. And there we go. Oh, and the 36 goes around off his teammate. What? That is not a teammate. And as we now go back green, coming to the white flag, side by side between the 2 teammates, Denny Hamlin, Ty Gibbs. Denny Hamlin, Gibbs to the line. Hamlin! And here's the group, the second heat ready to go out, starting with Christopher Bell, ending with Burt Myers all the way back there. And we're going to show you the other cars as they get prepped to go out for their respective heats. Once again, here are the cars waiting to go out. And you see the other 2 heats going to be led down by 2311 cars, as the first 2 heats were led down by Joe Gibbs Racing cars, as we're about to see right now. Heat 2 is going to start momentarily. And green flags in the air, and the cars are on their way for heat number 2. Christopher Bell already out there. John Hunter Nemechek trying to go on the outside. Chastain's going to get by him, though. Chastain's going to go to the lead. Almost gets loose there going by Bell. And they all single out in the back. And Bell tries to go to the outside. Not going to work. Chastain gets a little loose going to that corner. Cindric takes out the 24 and takes himself out. And here we go. The second to last group of cars ready to go out. The leaders of them, Tyler Reddick, Chase Briscoe, Eric Jones back there in the 43 starting third. And as they go onto the track, we're going to look at Heat 4. The final heat sitting idle in the garage area, getting ready to go. And as the cars for Heat 3 go around the track, we're going to get you to them. And green flags in the air in heat number 3. Tyler Reddick immediately going to take over Chase Briscoe there as the 2 Toyotas just keep going at it. Jones and the 48 is around. That's going to bring out the first caution. And Jones there is in third. 1 Toyota from each of the 3 teams in the top 3 here, dominating this show. Now Briscoe takes the charge. And coming around to the checkered is Briscoe. The last heat, Heat 4, getting ready to go here. Bubba Wallace going to lead him down. Cody Ware at the tail end all the way back there. These couple of laps are going to make or break 5 drivers' nights. 5 drivers here will advance. The other 5 will go to tomorrow's last chance qualifier, where only 2 cars will make it in from that. These are the cars currently in the show, and you're seeing small gaps there in the outside lane, every 4th car back. And those 5 opening spots are for the 5 drivers who are going to lock themselves in with this heat in just a second here. And the rest are going to line up in that line over there for the last chance qualifier being held tomorrow. And green flags in the air for the final heat here at Bowman Gray Stadium. 5 cars will make it. 5 cars will go to the last chance qualifier. Bubba Wallace already a commanding lead over Ryan Preece here as the couple fight to settle it in the back. And a caution wreck happened back there with Chase Elliott spinning into the wall, but we are back green now. And Chase Elliott already fighting his way through, trying to get back up there, as now Ryan Preece comes to the lead. And Chase Elliott's going to wreck again. This time he's going to take Blaney with him. And it's going to be Preece. And those are the heats at Bowman Gray. And these 20-ish drivers will be in tomorrow's last chance qualifier. Now, what we want from you today is list 5 drivers that you would like, any 5, to make the show off of what you see here. If those drivers get enough votes and they fail to make the show based off finishing first or second in the last chance qualifier, they will be in off the fan vote and they will take the 23rd spot. But 20 so far are secured all the way from Denny Hamlin up on the pole and Ross Chastain his outside, all the way back to Chris Buescher and Ash on the last row there, those 19th and 20th cars. 3 more are going to join them after the last chance qualifier tomorrow. So remember, select your fan votes now. And that's going to wrap up everything here from Bowman Gray. The heats, the practice, the qualifier, everything for today. And tomorrow we're going to jump right back into the racing action with the last chance qualifier where AJ Allmendinger and Austin Cindric are going to lead them down to the green. And where 20 cars are going to fight for 2 last spots. And after that, a fan vote will be selected. We'd like to thank you for watching today's broadcast, and we hope to see you tomorrow.